Okay. Let me know. Let me know when we're up and running, please.
Hi, colleagues. Thanks, respect for Mr. Palmer. Great.
Mrs. Harris, did you send me an email just now?
No, the same one, the one that was sent out with the PTA matters. That's the one that's recent, so you would have gotten it again. Your principal, Mrs. Harris, we will begin in a few minutes. Few seconds, really. Your principal, Mrs. Harris, we will begin in a few minutes.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile on my face, and we all know it's hard, my hero. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, smile on my face, and we all know it's hard, my hero. There's no way to ever pay you back. I don't know if this helps, bless your heart. Good job, doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter. Yeah, don't get too down. You're doing a good job, a good job. Know that you matter. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter. Yeah.
6 in the morning. As soon as you walk through that door, everyone needs you again. The world's out of order. It's not a sound when you're not around.
All day on your feet, hard to keep that energy. I know when it feels like the end of the road, you don't let go, you just press forward. You're the engine that makes all things go, always in disguise, my hero. I see a light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, oh, I love you for that. Honest and selfless. I don't know if this helps it, but good job. You're doing a good job, a good job. Good job. You're doing a good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, matter, matter. Good job. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, matter, matter. Yeah. The mothers, the fathers, the teachers that reach us, strangers to friends that show up in the end. From the bottom to the top, the listeners that hear us, this is for you. You make me feel loved. You're doing a good job, a good job. Oh, you're doing a good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter.
So much to our first responders, our healthcare workers, our mothers.
Thank you to our moms and our dads.
Thank you to our teachers who've helped us.
We know it's been hard, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you all. We're having our grades 11 to 13, 11 to 8, 11 to grades 8 to 11 students and parents returning students meeting. And we want to say to you all, you are doing a good job. Thank you for that. As parents, we want to thank you so very much for being a part of our lives here at Bridgeport High School. This meeting is officially called to order, and please know that we are
recording in progress.
The meeting as we move on. We want to say to the persons who have logged on our YouTube channel, Bridgeport High School channel, we are in a full house at this time, and if there are persons who are listening on and would want to have your friend or your family member who are also part of the Bridgeport High School family, please log on to the Bridgeport High School television. At this time, we're going to be having our national anthem followed by our school song. Respectful. Okay, colleagues, okay.
The national anthem of Jamaica.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Beckford. At this time, we will have parents. We will have Reverend Neville Francis, our school's chaplain, and also is the pastor for the Portmore United Church. He will take us through with prayer and reflection. In everything, we ought to give God thanks. Reverend Francis.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris. Good afternoon, Bridgeport High School, students, parents, teachers, principal, vice principals, all stakeholders. It is indeed a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, for his mercies endureth forever. And as we gather this evening, this afternoon, we gather in a time of great uncertainty. But we are certain of a God who is committed to us, to our well-being. We're certain of a God who is competent. We're certain of a God who is consistent in his character. So amidst all the uncertainty that we are experiencing in our world due to this pandemic, not only here in Jamaica, but across the world, we're experiencing setback in our lives, uncertainty, challenges, and some may want to call it our own storms. These are some difficult times. Chaos and uncertainty are words that are close on our lips these days, but we are certain of a God. In Jeremiah 29, verse 11, the Lord reminds us of his commitment to us. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future, and not to hurt you. So amidst the world of chaos and confusion, we are certain of a God who is committed to our cause and to our lives. One who wants for us to be the best version of ourselves. One who wants for us to excel in all spheres of our lives. Amidst the chaos, confusion, and the uncertainty, we have a God who is competent, for he is able to do that which seemed impossible. He clothed us in our right minds. He woke us up this morning. There are so many who went to bed but did not get up. You and I are still alive and well, and that is reason enough to praise and thank him. He's competent because what seemed impossible to humanity is possible to the God that we serve. So many persons are looking for a breakthrough in what we are experiencing in our world. And as best as science is, as good as the WHO, and as good as all the organizations, PAHO, are, they're still trying to put a dent in curbing this pandemic. But our God is competent, is capable, and all things are in his hands. He's consistent in his character because he will never leave us, neither will he forsake us. He is with us to the end of time. And whereas some persons put their trust in chariots and some in horses, whereas so many put their trust in so many things in this world, material things, I call us this afternoon to put our trust in Jesus Christ. We're reminded in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, to trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. This afternoon, my Bridgeport family, you know the God who is omnipotent, who is all powerful by himself, one who speaks and things happen, one who utters his voice and the earth melts. Very powerful. May we not only know the God who is certain in these uncertain times to be omnipotent, but may we know him to be omniscient. He's a God who knows everything, the beginning from the ending, and he knows the in-betweens. There's nothing that escapes God's notice. There's no matter too small or too large for God. Everything he knows. R.C. Sproul once says, God doesn't roll dice. Nothing happens by chance, ever. God is in control of everything. So the certain God in the uncertain time is one who is omnipotent, one who is omniscient, all-powerful, knowing all things. And finally, is one who is omnipresent. God is with you where you are. God is with me where I am. God is with all of us, the entire Bridgeport family. Those of us who are on this platform, those on YouTube, those who are not logged on, he is with us. He is everywhere present at the same time, and he knows us as individuals. As you go throughout this new school term, and as you embark on a new school year, I want to say to us all, if there's ever a time that we are called to place our trust and our confidence in someone, it is now that we place our trust in the hands of the Almighty God. He holds all things into his hands, and if he cares for the birds that fly in the air and the lilies that grow by the way, how much more will he not care for us? So this afternoon, my prayer is that as we experience tumultuous times in our lives, as we experience chaos and confusion as it may appear, as we go through times of uncertainty, may we be reminded of the God who is certain. Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for your love, for your grace, your favor, and your faithfulness. We thank you that you know the very beginning from the ending and the in-between, and that it is in you we live and move and have our being. We thank you that you have afforded us a privilege of life, and life more abundantly through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. We thank you for the Bridgeport school community and family. And we pray, mighty God, that you'll continue to keep us from falling. That, Lord, you'll continue to sustain us with your grace and by your power. We present the leadership of our institution to you, the principal, vice principal, senior teachers, all teachers, academic staff, ancillary staff, parents, students, all stakeholders. Lord, we pray for the Board of Governors that as they direct the affairs of the institution during this difficult time, unto them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We thank you that you are the God that we can call on at any time. And we know that your ears are not heavy and your hands are not short. So Lord, may you bless us and keep us. May you make your face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May you lift up the light of your countenance upon all of us at Bridgeport and give us your peace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen.
Thank you so very much, Reverend Francis, our chaplain, for bringing to us those encouraging words, and what better time to do so than at the start of our academic year. Yesterday, we would have had at the same time our meeting with our parents and our students, and we're meeting now with our returning students, grade 8 students through to grade 11. Colleagues, parents, students, welcome back to school. Welcome to this brand new year, 2021-2022 academic school year. There's much to do. There's a lot to catch up on, and there's a mark that we have to reach. And that mark is that mark of excellence. We want to ensure that what we do is to our very best. Thank you so very much, Rev, our chaplain, who is a part of our family. And if it was in the normal sense, he would have been with us in the physical and would have been there praying with us. What seems impossible for us as mankind? What seems impossible? What seems like it's never going to end? Everything, remember that everything is possible with God. So I want to give God thanks at this time. And as we move into our meeting, we hope that we will have a very productive, fruitful meeting. We will allow for question and answer towards the ending of our meeting. We're hoping that we will max in terms of our time for meeting 2 or 2.5 hours the most. There are quite some bit of information that we would want to pass on to you. There are something specific to students and orientation that will happen on the days of orientation. I will remind you of those days, but it would also be found in our calendar of events. At this time, we will have greetings and welcome from our board chairman. I'm not too sure if Dr. Levy is still at work, if he's in the meeting at this time. If he's not, we will take our greetings and welcome from our PTA president, Madam Nadine Morrison, at this time. And if we have our education officer, Miss Marcia Higgins, in the meeting, she will also bring welcome from the ministry. Miss Nadine Morrison. Sorry, Miss Morrison, your mic is still okay.
Good afternoon, members of the board, Reverend Francis, Madam Principal, Vice Principals, teachers, staff members, parents, guardians, visitors, and students. I bring greetings to you on behalf of the PTA executive. I want to extend a warm welcome to our returning members of the Bridgeport High School family. Now, we all know that during the last semester school term, it has been a very trying and difficult one for, if not all, most of us. But with God in the midst of it all, we are able to pull through. My dear students, I want you to set a charge, reflect on what all the mistakes you have made last year, last school term, and start to think about what can I do different this time around. Think about you are going to run the best race of your life this time around. Now, in order to do so, you want the gold medal. So you have to set standards as to how you are going to approach to winning this gold medal. So we are going to think of, you're at the beginning of the race now. So in order to go to the semifinals, you will have to win your race or even place in the top 3 to move on. So think of this beginning of the race as your homework and project. So you're going to work on it in order to move to the next round. When you reach the semifinals, you need to do the same thing there just to reach to the final, because you're working towards getting your gold medal or your silver or your bronze. But mainly, always remember, think about the top prize. So here comes your tri-weeklies. You are going to approach them just the same, because everything counts for you, because you want to achieve your top prize. Yes, so your tri-weekly is now out of the way. You have mastered it. You have done your best in your tri-weeklies. You are going to move on now because you are in the finals now. Now, you know that when it comes to the final, it's only the top 3 that will be rewarded. What are you going to do? Yes, you have worked hard enough. You have made it to the finals. So therefore, you can achieve a medal there. Don't think about the others in the race and say anybody else in the race is better than you. You have worked to reach there just as hard as they have worked to reach there. So your possibility of getting a medal is as good as theirs, because it is not until the race is finished. No, you're going to work extra hard by studying, reading a lot in order for you to get that maximum points that you need, because the final is here. You are in the final and you want to win that race. So guess what? Work hard, because the top prizes are there for you. So remember, students, you have to do all your homework and projects. You have to complete all your tri-weeklies, and then for the final hurdle will be your final exam. So make sure you always aim for the top. Never settle or tell yourself, I can't do this. There's nothing named can't. Nothing named can't. Once you work hard, set your boundaries, set standards, and tell yourself that I can achieve and I will achieve all that I want to achieve. All I need to do is just work hard to what I want. Parents, no, we can't depend on teachers alone to do this for our children. We need to step in, play our part, because the teachers alone cannot do this. Your support is needed just as much. So we as parents, we are going to help. Tell yourself that I am going to help my child to achieve all he or she can achieve, because it all depends on my effort that I put in. Remember, teachers are not perfect. None of us are perfect. So if something goes wrong pertaining to a student and a teacher, parents, do not sit at home and bash the teachers in front of your children. The time you take to make that negative comment, try and use whatever negative happened and turn it into something positive. Think about how you're going to use the negative situation that happened and turn it into something positive. Always remember this: whenever you speak negative of your teachers in front of your children, the child puts up a barrier against that teacher. And at the end of the day, whenever, it doesn't matter what the teacher do or how much the teacher is trying to help that child, because of your negative comments towards the teacher, that child holds that blockage there. And You are not hurting the teacher there, you are only hurting your child. So therefore, instead of speaking something bad about the teacher when something goes wrong, try and find a solution to make the negative into a positive, because that is all you need. So always remember, parents, it is your child are depending on you. They can't depend on the teacher alone. And for some of us, we may not be, let me see how to put it now. We may not have the skills and the educational background to do some things. There is no shame in seeking help, asking for assistance. It is your child. And always tell yourself that I did not achieve this, so I want my child to achieve it. And whatever length I have to go through to achieve it, I am going to go there. You have YouTube. Let YouTube become even one of your best friends in helping your child. Whatever means you have to go through to help your child, always try to put that foot forward. Don't sit and wait. Tell yourself that I am going to help my child. I am going to seek any additional help I can get for my child, because I want my child to be better than me. I want my child to excel in school. I want my child to achieve everything that is possible, that is there for them to achieve. So always remember, this is a partnership. This is not a students and teachers race. This is a parent and teacher and the students. We all have to work together to achieve what we want. We here at Bridgeport High School PTA, we are always here to assist in whatever way, shape, or form we can. We are here for you. We are the voice for you. So parents, always remember, your best is good enough in your child's life. Don't depend on a teacher alone. Learning begins in the home. So do what you can do, and then the teacher will only just put the icing on the cake for you. Have yourselves a blessed day. Thank you all.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Beckford. Thank you so very much, and passionate with our words of encouragement, our PTA President, Ms. Nadine Morrison. Thank you so very much for bringing greetings to us. At this time, we will take greetings from our school board chairman, Dr. Dane Levy. Dr. Levy.
Good evening, Mrs. Harris. And good evening to all gathered in the space this evening, in the virtual space. Good evening to our parents. Good evening to our students. Good evening to Ms. Morrison. Thanks for that wonderful word of encouragement, Ms. Morrison, president of our PTA. And I'm not sure if our president of the Past Students Association is online as well, but greetings to him as well. I would just like to say personally and on behalf of the Board of Governors of Bridgeport High School that we're looking towards a very challenging year. And no, we cannot run away from it. We cannot hide from it. It's going to be challenging again. So we have put everything in place. Our team is ready. And this part of the exercise is to get everybody on the same page, get everybody in readiness, and for us to be encouraged and armed to deal with this situation that we know we will face and we are facing. We cannot hide from it. We cannot run away from it. We just have to face it and deal with it head on, and together we can overcome. There are many initiatives that have been put in place by Bridgeport High School and by the Ministry of Education and by the government, and I'm encouraging us all to abide by them, to work with these initiatives. A lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment has gone into them, and we are trying our very best to make sure we hold up our end of the bargain. And I'm speaking on behalf not just of the board, but of Bridgeport High School this evening. And we are hoping that those who are gathered with us this evening will, I see we have 493 participants. I don't know how that is divided between parents and students, but we want you to carry the message to those who could not be with us this evening, that Bridgeport is ready. Bridgeport is, we're prepared. We're prepared for the challenge. We're up to it. And we want you to understand that we are going to work intelligently. We are going to work wisely. We're going to be committed. We're continuing to be committed towards our goal, which is making you receive the kind of total education, students, that you deserve, to prepare you well for what's as you move up, and for when you graduate as well. We want you to be the total person having passed through our hands at Bridgeport High School. I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you on behalf of the Board of Governors. I just want to reassure you again that we will do everything in our powers to make sure we get to everyone possible. And when face-to-face school resumes, we're going to ensure that the environment is as safe as is humanly possible. And we're going to expect that you will work together with us as a team, because we call ourselves family. We call ourselves the Bridgeport family. And we need to be there for each other, supporting each other, communicating with each other, highlighting the problems, and problems are there for us to overcome. Things might arise, but let us communicate. Let us speak to each other with one goal in mind, that is to make Bridgeport the premier institution, not just in Portmore not just in St. Catherine, but in all of Jamaica, it's possible. And we are aiming to do just that. Thanks again and good evening. Enjoy the rest of the meeting. And remember, abide by the protocols. Let us be ready. Let us get ourselves ready. Let us stay ready for when face-to-face school eventually reopens. But for now, we're going to make the best of what we have. And we are going to do it with the Bridgeport manner, the Bridgeport determination, the Bridgeport agility, the Bridgeport intuitiveness, and the Bridgeport commitment. God bless you all and have a wonderful evening. Thanks again for allowing me to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors of Bridgeport High School. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Levy. And Dr. Levy had said to us in his remarks, the commitment that we need to take to ensure that we at Bridgeport High School, we are being prepared to meet every test. We are being prepared to give up our best. We will ensure that we give that total education to our students with total personality. Dr. Levy is currently on his job and he has taken that time and that commitment to be with us, and we want to thank you so very much, Dr. Levy. May not stay on for the entire meeting, but we understand quite well. We also have our chaplain, Reverend Neville Francis from the Portmore United Church with us. He may not stay on for the entire meeting, but we want to thank you so very much as well for coming and also participating with us during our meeting. And this is our first meeting engagement officially for the 2021-2022 school year with our returning students from grades 8 to grade 11. At this time, we're going to be looking at the Ministry of Education. I'm going to share the screen again with us. The Ministry of Education priorities, and I will introduce the grade supervisors after our presentation. So the priorities for the Ministry of Education, and you would have seen it, parents, and would have heard of it. Safety, security, and they're encouraging for us to have uniform groups, not only uniform groups in total, but clubs and societies. I want to have our students, all that what we do at Bridgeport High School is to ensure your safety, your security, and as best as possible. Now I know we have to move with the modality of online engagement in clubs and societies, including uniform groups. And we are working with the ministry's policies as they have been laid out. There are much more, but these are the priorities. Technology in education and administration for the academic year 2021-22. Audiovisual content, the ministry will ensure that this is aired using the ministry's own e-homeschool network. I will send to you parents the bulletin that speaks more detail of the e-home network. So we can know where the channels are, what channels are they, the PBC channel in television, the Ministry of Education YouTube channels, the cable channels, Flow 140, Digital Channel 6, Ready TV, Channel 102. All of these, the ministry are putting in place. And there are times when is it that we may not be able, for one reason or the other, be able to log on because of either connectivity, the light, when something. Here we can go as a backup, and not even only as a backup, but additional resources to help us through our school life. The Ministry of Education is also increasing or planning to increase the broadband, the internet service to schools on a phased basis. Bridgeport High School needs it bad, and we are on their radar as well. Another policy is the differentiated instructions for effective teaching and learning. You would recall that in March 2020, when we were thrown actually into online teaching learning. We had not been physically prepared for it, but we had to do so because of COVID-19. Mark you, it is an improvement in how we utilize technology into teaching and learning. It has actually forced us to use technology, but now we have to differentiate our instruction in terms of how we effectively teach our students. That we at Bridgeport, we do not seed our students. All our students are placed in grades randomly, or at grade 10 and 11 by their choice of vocation. So more students have the opportunity to do well right across the board. And we as your teachers will do all that we must, all that we can to ensure that the instructions will effectively reach our constituents, and our students will learn irrespective of their learning patterns or so on. The next priority is youth development and career advancement, efficiency in public information and communication. And one of the things that the ministry has been doing, and Minister Williams, she has been meeting with principals. Today, I know the ministry met with the school nurse. They have been meeting with different umbrellas of the school family, education family. And we want to commend the ministry for working assiduously and for allowing us as shareholders and stakeholders in all of the education plan to be a part of what they are doing. I want to give you an update in terms of the ministry with Bridgeport High School. If it is that we were face-to-face in the normal setting, we would have been on the shift system. I love to speak positiveness, as my PTA president just said. Out of all of this COVID-19, we are online, and one of the things that it has allowed us to do is to allow us to have school on a whole day system instead of on the shift system. So we are on school now. We will begin school for everybody at 7:30 for devotion to 8 o'clock, 5 minutes to 8. And at 8 o'clock sharp, we will begin classes for all our students, right up to 1:15 for grades 7 to 9, and up to 3 o'clock for most days for grades 10 to 13. We have been promised, I know there have been plans in place, and several visits and preliminary work have been in place in order to get the buildings, the additional classrooms for us to come off the shift system. It may not necessarily be at the end of the financial year, but some work will be done. I cannot speak it into being until we see something really happening in terms of physical structure. But plans are in place, and we have been assured that that will happen. There are some other plans that the ministry has specifically for the ministry, and that is in terms of the electrical issues that we have at school. They have shown us the proposal where they are with that, and we should be having that problem sorted out in short order. So that's in terms of the ministry policies and moving forward. And I would implore everyone to ensure that you also log on to the different modalities that the ministry would have put forward for home school network for both primary and secondary channels, and utilize the technology that we have at our disposal for your benefit, parents. We're now moving on to our presentations in the order. Mr. Nelson will come and he will just give us a quick review of last year, 2021, 2022, because there are some things that we'll be doing differently based on our review last year. Ms. Taylor will come next, our Senior Vice Principal. She will come and she will be speaking with us quickly in terms of our achievements, Bridgeport High School, in just introducing you again to what we have accomplished, and I know we can accomplish much more. And then we will continue with Nurse, Miss Forbes, with Psychosocial Wellness, Mrs. Howell Coley, and Miss Roberts Clark will come to us in that order about examinations. Mr. Nelson.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Harris. A pleasant good afternoon to you all. Welcome back to a new school year, students. Parents, we just want to say we are glad to have you on this platform, and we hope that you all had a good summer. Students, that you got some rest, that you got rejuvenated, and that all is well with you. We had a very difficult school year last school year, 2020-2021. We did a lot of changing, we did a lot of pivoting. We had to change mid-course for a lot of the things that we had to do. However, we made it through. We accomplished a lot of what we set out to accomplish, and we look forward this year to an even better school year. We want to say to you, students, please be focused in this new school year. It is going to be a bit different. It is going to be a lot more work for you in terms of you producing grades and so on. It will be a bit different. It will be a lot more work. So we encourage you to ensure that you participate in your classes and that you do all that you need to do to ensure that you produce the best result at the end of the school year. Now, we moved last year to an online platform. We had some difficulties where some students were not able to log on. Some teachers were not able to log on because of device and connectivity issues. And so we are going to have to try harder this year to see what we can do to alleviate these issues. The Ministry of Education has partnered with the telecommunication companies to provide improved fiber optics so that the schools will have better bandwidth and the communities will have better bandwidth so that more of our teachers will be able to log on and stay on, and more of our students will be able to log on and stay on. We want to thank our stakeholders, the parents who contributed last year, contributed devices for us to be able to facilitate the teaching and learning process. So we want to ensure that this school year, we continue that partnership, especially with our PTA, the church community who provided devices, our past student association who also provided us with devices, staff members. We have some staff members, especially those of us, those who are past students who went above and beyond to ensure that the students who were in need got devices. So we are going to, as much as possible, try to ensure that we provide for our stakeholders, our students and our teachers, the adequate devices and connectivity as much as we can affect that section of it. Mrs. Harris would have spoken to the fact that things would be a bit different. Instead of Miss Morrison would have spoken about tri-weekly tests, you no longer do tri-weekly tests. We have what is called a monthly exam. So we have a monthly exam. So every month we will have a structured system where you do a monthly exam that is on top of your homework and your assignments and other classwork that you will be given. So you'll have a monthly exam going forward. So you should be prepared to sit a monthly exam for each of your subjects. We did our exams online last year. We had 2 sets of exams in the first and second semesters. The first semester didn't go that well. We had some itches, but the second semester went fairly well. However, we have some issues that we have to address that will not be coming with us into the new school year. We have the situation where students log on to classes and are not participating in those classes. That we're going to address. We have the situation where persons also do not go to some classes. So they are registered for school, but there are some classes that they do not go to for the school day. That is going to change. We're going to be dealing with that. We're going to be fixing those issues. For those of us parents, we need the partnership here. We also found out along the way that some students would have been awoken by their parents told to get up and get ready for school. Parents had to leave for school. However, at the end of the day, the children went back to bed or went wherever they went and did not come on for their classes. We're going to be taking a special and keen interest in those students, and parents, we will be calling you to say to you that this is the case, and if this doesn't change, then we will have to take some sort of actions. It cannot be that the students do not attend their classes and nothing gets done. So we are not going to have that situation where students do not attend their classes. So we are going to want all our students to attend all their classes. For those of us, for those of you students who have not been attending, who did not, attend certain classes last year, we will be having persons coming to visit. So it is either going to be the Dean of Discipline, the grade supervisor, the guidance counselors. We're going to do a bit more home visits to ensure that persons are attending. And if they are not attending, we need to know why. Because we are accountable to the Ministry of Education and we're accountable to our school board. So we must know what is going on. Last year, we tried to keep things as normal as possible. We entered students for CXC. They sat their CXC. We had additional classes face-to-face for those who were sitting CXC. They came onto the compound. They did their exams, and we are waiting the results, and we're expecting great things from those students who would have sat their exams online. CXCs face-to-face on the compound. We tried to keep things as normal as possible. So we had our regular walkthrough graduation, which was a success in and of itself. The first ever virtual or walkthrough graduation, it worked out well. We did it again for the 2021-2022 group. 2020-2021 group. It worked out well again. So we have had 2 walkthrough graduations, and we can say that it is a bit different, but it works, and it did work out for our students who were able to attend and graduate. We completed some buildings. We completed some buildings at the back of the school. We have completed our fencing of the school compound. So the school compound is totally and completely secured now. So we have completed our fencing. The last set was at the back of the science department, and we created a poultry house to address the lack that was existing with our CXC students who did agriculture. So they were able to do that component of housing and rearing birds. So we have completed that. The accelerated program took place last year. The students sat their exams. Again, we're still awaiting the exams results. The exam results for the accelerated is usually extremely good. So we usually have a pass rate of at least 95 to 98% with accelerated. And we still expect that that will be the case coming out of this year. We continued again with online prize giving. Students were given their prizes for good work. Some students came on the compound, were able to collect their trophies, and we were very happy that we were able to continue these traditions, continue these things that we have in place for our students. We provided training for our students for the Google platform, and we provided training as well for our teachers. Even this week, yesterday, we had a long training session to upskill and upgrade our teachers' skills where it concerns the use of ICT and the manipulation of the Google platform that we will be using going forward again this year. So we are constantly trying to make things better. I think a lot of people are taking it for granted that, and even in the society, they take it for granted that we are trained to do this. We were never trained to do online. So a lot of it is by way of our principal and administration, as well as the Ministry of Education, upskilling our teachers who are not trained to do this. So a lot of us were thrown into the deep end to teach in this modality. A lot of teachers have suffered great losses. A lot of them lost their laptops, phones, and tablets because the overwork that was placed on these devices by this Google platform. But we still had to push through. We still had to do what we had to do. And I want to say I'm very proud of my teachers, very proud of our teachers, very proud of our students who also jumped online and adapted greatly. So I want to say kudos to you students for adapting to the platform and for putting in the work. And we expect greater things from you this year. I am not one of those who is a doomsday. As Mrs. Harris says, we are positive. We know what the problems are. We're not going to go to like a talk show and keep rehearsing the problems. What we are going to do is find solutions and work together in partnership to fix the issues and the problems that do exist and that do follow us into this new school year. Parents, this is not a us or them. This is a we. So when you get that clear, that is a we situation, things will be good. We as teachers want to work with you as parents to create a symbiotic relationship that we can work towards making the best out of what we are given. Bridgeport High School has come an extremely far way. I've been here for 20 years. So I know where we're coming from. Nobody cannot tell me. I know we are coming from an extremely far away. Certain things we're not going back to. We had non-readers at some point. We don't get non-readers anymore. We have a situation, we have 100 odd people where we have to turn down for transfer because we don't have no space for them. I have been here long enough to see how we have grown. I have been here long enough to see where we have become a school of choice. So I am not going to be here and say things are perfect. No. But we are a work in progress. And if we work together, parents, we can make Bridgeport the flagship of St. Catherine and Jamaica. But we have to work together. It cannot be a divide and conquer thing. It cannot be a you against the teachers, or you against the administration, or you against the rules. It cannot be that. My grandmother was known to say, all down a hell, you have rule, because you can't overthrow the devil. So I'm asking us to work together. We know what the problems are. Don't keep repeating them. Let us move together in unison to have a good and productive school year. And I am willing to work with anyone who is willing to go with me and the teachers and the administration to make this school an even better institution. Your kids should be proud. I am loyal to Bridgeport to the end. To the end, I am loyal. That is what we want from our students. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the evening, and God bless you all.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Nelson, for reminding us what happened last year. We know we have some things to fix, and parents, we have been in a state of planning for your children, and we want to ensure that they get the best. Ms. Taylor will now come to us, and she will be speaking to us in terms of Bridgeport High School, our brand. Mrs. Taylor.
To our board chairman, Chaplain, our principal, PTA president, teachers, parents, guardians, students, a pleasant good evening all. Now, Bridgeport School was established on the 27th of September, 1978, with a student population of 228, 107 boys and 121 girls. This was a school built to accommodate 500 students. At that time, it was Bridgeport Secondary. Presently, we are known as Bridgeport High School with a academic staff complement of 100 teachers, 50 support staff, and 1,600 students. Over the period, the school has had 5 principals, our present principal, Mrs. Harris, 5 chairmen, our present chairman, Dr. Dane Levy. Throughout the years, we have had many challenges. The shift system is considered our main challenge. We need also a proper playing field. We have poor drainage, and COVID has shown us up that we have serious internet issues. Amidst these challenges, however, we have weathered the storms and will continue to do so with the commitment of our administrators, our staff, parents, students, and well-wishers. These are some of the achievements we have had over the years. Football, 2001 champions Manning Cup and Walker Cup. Our girls in that same year won the Captain Bakery Football Championship Award. In 2003, we were second place for Manning Cup. And in 2006, we got a second hold on the Manning Cup trophy. And we also won the Olivier Shield Champion trophy. 2007, we were second place in the Manning Cup. In 2009, our own Darren Mattox received the Golden Boot Award and got a full scholarship to Akron University. 2010 saw us placing second in the Walker Cup and third in Manning Cup. Our under-16 football team was also finalists in the ISA competition. Track and field. In 1999, we were 7th place in boys champs. And in 2001, we were 2nd place in boys champs. And then parents, I want you to really take a note of that. The girls were 22nd in that same year. In 2002 and 2003, we received the Pen Relay Outstanding Award. We have excelled in other sports, cricket, netball, basketball, chess, but to give you everything in detail would take too much time. Other achievements, TVJ Schools Challenge Quiz. We got to the 3rd round. 2010, 2nd place, altogether sing TVJ. 2013, 3rd place, Dancing Dynamite, TVJ. We have won national and parish awards in the JCDC festival competitions, 4-H, Red Cross, and other co-curricular activities. Now I know some of you parents may be saying, so what about academic awards? But you are to remember that we are all-rounders, as our motto states, total education for total personalities. So I'm going to give you a preview of some of the academic awards. We were mathematics champions of New Secondary School. We were placed first in the 6th Regional Science and Mathematics Fair, Barbados. We have had national awards at the CSEC level, technical drawing, visual arts, clothing and textile, home economics management, mechanical engineer, agriculture. And when we say national awards, that means that they place first in Jamaica in these subjects at the CSEC level. At the Cape level, we have received foods as a national award. What about our past students? They have excelled all over the world. Presently, many persons know Robert Miller, who is MP, Akeem Mignot, Melissa Vassell, they are on the scene. Akeem has taken part in so many plays. He has gone on a scholarship abroad in England. We have Kevin Francis, who is Inspector of Police, and Chantal Hamilton, who was a student at Bridgeport High School from grade 7 to 13, matriculated right into University of the West Indies, where she pursued her medical doctor degree and was inducted as medical doctor in 2017. She has never been to another high school, and I like to rub that in people's head, face, everything. She has only been to Bridgeport High and went straight into University of the West Indies. Our teachers, they have also been excelling. Our teachers have received national awards such as the Governor General's Youth Award for Excellence, Prime Minister Medal of Appreciation, Carlon Publishers Teachers of the Year Award, Chris and Charles Teacher of the Year Award. Parents, students, guardians, I could go on and on like a Duracell battery, but I know that you'll run me off the stage. So I'll say to you, Bridgeport High School is a force to be reckoned with. When we step out there, it's like we are David facing Goliath. We are not afraid. And all we ask of you, parents, is that you give your child the necessary support, and we will do our best with them. We need your support to continue building this, our noble institution. Support your child or ward to perform at his or her best. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Taylor, for reminding us of our achievements. And the note that Ms. Taylor ended, parents, we just want to say, for what she would have outlined and much more, what we want to say to you, parents, you need to add to that lot. It can happen. It can always happen, because we know that we have the students with that versatility, the students with that poise, the students with that competitive spirit to do all of that, to ensure that we rise to the situation, or teachers too. And we will always want to encourage you to give of your very best. I'm now going to share my screen so you can see we're moving into our agenda. After Ms. Taylor, we will be hearing from Nurse Henry, who will take us through COVID-19 and what is it that we are doing as a school to ensure that we take care of our constituents while you come to us. And she will give us a summary, and we are going to move to Mrs. Forbes for her presentation, and then to Mrs. Coley, in that order. Miss Nurse Henry.
Good evening, everyone. Could we, to our principal, Mrs. Beverly Harris, Dr. Dane Levy, members of the board, invited guests, members of the academic staff, members of the admin staff, parents and returning students for the academic year 2021 to 2022, a pleasant good evening to you all. This is a message from the Bridgeport High School Health and Wellness Department. The mission of Bridgeport High School Health and Wellness Department is committed to providing quality healthcare services to both our students and teachers on a daily basis by a professional registered nurse. Services rendered are treatment of minor injuries such as cuts and bruises, sprains and strains, headache, etc. We also assist students to the medical doctor or the hospital as the need arises, providing that consent forms are signed by parents. We also do health education when the children come to the sick bay, and we also do health promotion. Okay, the reason why we are on this platform, it's all because of the novel coronavirus or COVID-19, as we are aware of it. So I'm just going to give you a brief introduction. In December 2019, a series of acute atypical respiratory disease occurred in Wuhan, China. This rapidly spread from Wuhan to other areas. It was soon discovered that a novel coronavirus responsible. The novel coronavirus was named as a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, which caused acute respiratory distress syndrome and high mortality rate during 2000 to 2003. The outbreak of SARS-CoV-2 was considered to have originally started via a zoonotic transmission associated with the seafood market in China. Later, it was recognized that human-to-human transmission played a major role in the subsequent outbreak. The disease caused by this virus was called coronavirus disease 19 or COVID-19, and a pandemic was declared by the World Health Organization. Being a pandemic is because it affects almost all countries worldwide. However, in March 2020, the virus reached our beautiful island of Jamaica. It has infected thousands, over 50,000 Jamaicans have been infected with the coronavirus, and it had claimed the lives of hundreds. Over 1,500 Jamaicans lost their lives so far to the coronavirus. And if we listen to the news, there are many in the hospital who are critically ill at this time. It has shut the doors of schools, and hence the paradigm has shifted from face-to-face learning to more online learning. What is coronavirus? It is a virus that causes infection in the nose, throat, and sinuses, and can ultimately affect the respiratory system. What happens when COVID enters the body? When the virus gets into your body, it comes in contact with the mucous membrane that lines your nose, mouth, and eyes. The virus enters a healthy cell and then uses the cell to make new virus parts. It multiplies and new virus infects nearby cells. So whenever the virus enters your body, it starts to multiply, and it starts to multiply rapidly. Think of your respiratory tract as an upside down tree. The trunk is your trachea or windpipe. It splits into smaller and smaller branches into your lungs, and you can see the picture below. At the end of each branch are tiny air sacs called alveoli, and this is very important because that is where gaseous exchange takes place, where when we inhale oxygen, and when we breathe out carbon dioxide. The new coronavirus can infect the upper or lower part of your respiratory tract. It travels down your airways. The lining can become irritated and inflamed. In some cases, the infection can reach all the way down to your alveoli. And when it reaches there, on the picture below, you will see where the mucus start to build up in the alveoli. And that little sac there, it becomes so packed with mucus that no oxygen can go in naturally. That is the reason why you persons who have severe form of coronavirus, they are struggling for air, and hence the need for them to be placed on oxygen therapy when they go to the hospital. Now, what are some of the symptoms of coronavirus? You can have a fever of over 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, cough or a sore throat, difficulty breathing, chills, muscle pain, loss of smell, loss of taste. You can also have fatigue, you're just feeling tired all the time. You have muscle or body ache. Some persons experience headache, congestion, or runny nose, because sometimes the COVID presents itself as a cold or a sinus infection. So if you have if you feel congested or a runny nose, don't take it for granted that it is your sinuses that are blocked. It could be the COVID. And persons also experience nausea and vomiting, and symptoms range from mild to severe. So persons who have a mild attack, your body is able to fight it off. But with the new strain, which is the Delta strain, as the virus tends to mutate, whenever a virus mutates, it becomes stronger than the original strain. And hence we see the high number of cases in Jamaica right now. It is attributed to the mutation of the coronavirus in the form of the Delta form. So the symptoms may be severe, mild to severe, and may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus. At-home treatment for coronavirus. If your symptoms are mild enough, as I said, you can recover at home. One of the things you can do, you must rest. It can make you feel better and it may speed your recovery. Stay home if you are sick. Do not go to work, school, or public places. Drink a lot of fluid. You lose more water when you are sick. And when you are dehydrated, it can make your symptoms worse and cause other health problems. However, you can also ask your doctor for over-the-counter medication that you can take for like the headache and to lower your fever. However, if your symptoms get worse, where you find that you are struggling to breathe, you need to go to your doctor or the nearest hospital immediately. How can we stop coronavirus or prevent us from catching coronavirus? 1, wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Use a reliable hand sanitizer. So if parents and students, if you have to go out on the road, walk with a little bottle of alcohol, walk with a little bottle of hand sanitizer, and you sanitize your hands as frequently as possible. Remember, the coronavirus, it can survive even on surfaces. Wear your mask. And this is a challenge us at Bridgeport High School have been having with the children. Parents, the fight to prevent and stop coronavirus, you have to play a part also. Whenever we shall go back into the physical spaces, we are depending on you to help us with the children. Some of them are they wear it, they don't wear it properly. Some they take it off. We have to be constantly reminding them to put on your mask. Right there, you see a picture that shows the bacteria from respiratory droplets. And respiratory droplets can either come from your nose or it can come from your mouth. And you see the amount of bacteria or virus that can escape your respiratory system when you sneeze versus when you wear a mask. So it has been proven that the mask is very effective in preventing the spread of the coronavirus. So you have to help us. These are students who are aware. Some of them have been in the physical space 1 or 2 times. We have a challenge with them at school. So in order for school to open, they have to work with us while we work with them so that no one is affected with this coronavirus. How to wear a face mask properly. The mask is not worn under your chin. It is not worn under your nose. It must fit snugly over your nose as well as over your mouth. Just the other day, I saw a student, I said, where is your mask? The mask is on your hand. It is not worn on your hand. It must be worn on your face to cover your nose, to cover your mouth so that you prevent droplets from other person's nostrils and mouth to enter your respiratory tract. maintain physical or social distance. This is also another problem we have at school. When the children came out for exams, it is a challenge we have. And I hear when you speak to them, my friend don't have corona, I don't have corona, they hug each other, they sit in each other's lap. Remember, parents, when the children have to come out back in the physical space, please speak to your children. At school, we alone cannot do it. You have to tell them the importance of keeping their social distance. When I say social distance, it's not sitting on your friend's lap, sitting beside your friend. You see the picture there? It's sitting apart, 3 to 6 feet apart from your friend. You can still talk to them. You don't have to be in close proximity to them. You can also fight the coronavirus by boosting your immune system. Eat a healthy diet, and parents ensure that the children, they get their fruits, they get their vegetables. They must drink lots of water. Avoid giving them the sugary drinks, the sodas. Those things are not very good for the body, it depletes the body. But giving them water helps to flush the system of bacteria and viruses. Take supplements, and one of the supplements you can give them is vitamin C. I know some of these children will tell you, oh, I can't take a tablet. So you have the vitamin C that you can put in the water and it melts, and you can give it to them to drink. Do not allow them to just stay indoor all day. They need to go out, get sunlight. They need to get fresh air. They are still going to school. School is not on holiday. School is starting. Therefore, they need to go to their beds early at night so that they can get plenty rest in order to wake in the morning to go to school online. Reduce stress. I know that the children being at home, some persons are working from home, and the congestion in the home, it can be very stressful, but you have to find ways and means to reduce your stress. Parents, you have to find ways to meditate and to just de-stress yourself. Student, the same thing for you. Continue to maintain good hygiene, wash your hands, etc. And finally, we need to trust God as we go through this pandemic. We can do everything, wear our mask, but we know ultimate protection comes from God. Health and promotion while online learning. Parents, we encourage you to ensure the children get a healthy breakfast in the morning. A hungry child cannot learn. We all want our children to be brilliant. We all want them to come out with good grades. One of the things that is going to help them to do that is eating a healthy breakfast. Some of the benefits of eating a healthy breakfast is that it gives the body energy. Whenever we eat, the food that we eat is broken down into glucose. Glucose goes to the brain, so they will get the brain power right there, and they will get the energy to do their schoolwork. It also provides essential vitamins and minerals, and it boosts brain power. Whenever the children are hungry, they cannot think, they cannot retain what is being taught. So ensure that they get something to eat in the mornings. And having a healthy breakfast reduces the risk of illness compared with persons who do not have breakfast. However, don't allow the children to just stay home and eat and eat. I know everybody in Jamaica has put on a little weight because of the COVID. So don't just allow them to eat and get fat, and then that can pose a health risk to them. They also need to engage in a little activity at home. Parents should know what your kids are doing online. The internet is a very good place. We can get all the information that we so desire on the internet, but the internet can also be a very dark place, especially for children. When they go online, parents, you need to see what they are doing. There are ways you can take back the tablet, take the computer, get into the history, see what the children are doing when they are supposed to be online doing their schoolwork. So parents, get involved. Don't leave up the children on the internet like that. You must know what they are doing when they take up the computer and go online. There are predators out there, and you need to know what is happening. School is keeping. A lot of parents or a lot of students, oh, school not keeping. Yes, school is keeping. As I mentioned earlier, because of the COVID virus, the paradigm has shifted from a face-to-face situation to more an online situation. Parents, you have to speak to your children. Children, the mind is a powerful thing. Whatever we tell our minds, that's what we do. And if you tell your mind, I'm going to school on the computer, put yourself in that frame of mind. You are at school. Take out the notion out of your head that school is not keeping. School is keeping. But you know that online learning is something that this is not new to the world. This is something that used to occur overseas, mostly in universities, but it has now come into the high school level. So online learning is nothing new. So you have to condition your mind. I am going to school online and I'm going to do my best online. Stay connected with your school parents. Too many times we see parents come in, the device got broken, the child sit out the entire term, my phone got crashed, you got a new one, but you didn't inform the school about the new number, and so the students are left behind. It is your responsibility. If something goes wrong with your device, you change your number, please let the school be aware so that the necessary measures can be done to help that children. We are all here to help the children because we all want them to succeed in life. I thank you very much for listening to my few words.
So very much, nurse and parents, we would have heard, and we just want to ensure that when your child comes out to us in the face-to-face, in the physical, they are well protected. But as nurse would have said, as at home, school is still keeping, and there are some things we need to guard against. There are some things that we need to do to ensure that our children remain safe and healthy. We're going to be taking the presentation now from the guidance department, followed by Miss Foley.
Welcome back, students. We are very happy to have you with us once again and look forward to a productive new school year. We would like to remind you that your guidance counselors, Mrs. Holmes Forbes, Miss Meir, and Mrs. Fraser Brown, remain committed to your psychological and emotional well-being, especially in these very uncertain and unpredictable times. We know that you may be feeling a little stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, and all sorts of other unpleasant emotions. But we want to assure you that we will be providing as much psychosocial support as you may need to help you to get through these trying times. As part of our efforts to help you to adapt to our new normal and to cope with the negative effects of the situation, we have created a 5R plan. Remind, reinforce, reassure, refocus, relaxation. We are going to be reminding you of the COVID-19 protocols, do's and don'ts for before, during, and after school. We are going to be reinforcing the behaviors that we want you to engage in. We are going to be encouraging the positive behaviors and discouraging the negative ones. We are going to reassure you through psychosocial support. We're going to be talking about how you are feeling, how you are doing, and teach you healthy ways to cope. We are going to refocus your learning because learning must continue. We are going to teach you relaxation techniques and help you to practice them. You have a part to play as well. We are asking you to cooperate with us as we help you to adapt to this new normal in a safe and non-stressful way. Together we can and we will. If you are struggling to cope or have any other concerns at school or home that you may need help with, reach out to us by direct call or WhatsApp. Our three numbers are 876-213-4856, 876-325-5964, and 876-288-2022. We are ready and waiting to connect with you and help you to get through it. If you are at school, you may also ask your teacher's permission to visit the guidance department. In closing, we would like to leave this quote with you to remind you that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to continue in spite of fear. We are looking forward to seeing you soon. Remember, we are stronger together.
Good evening, parents and students. We want to welcome you back to another school year. We know it has been challenging and it continues to be challenging as we all try to navigate this new way of doing things. And so we want to assure you that as best as possible, we are here to support you and to help you to navigate this process so that at the end of the day, we want our children to be successful. I'm just going to go briefly through the online protocols. Most of you would have had it from last year. So I am just going to run through it. We would have had these already. All right, so protocols for the online, and this is for the students, parents. We're going to also give you a few tips as well, and I'm going to ask you just to take note of. And I want to encourage your parents, please take note of these protocols. The parents who practiced and had participated and put these things in place were the ones who saw the best outcome at the end of the school term for their children. So we're asking you just to listen up and to really take note of them. Students, you are to ensure that you are physically groomed and ready for class. We keep reiterating this, we keep saying it. It is important that you get yourself in the mindset of school. So you set your alarm, you wake up at the time as if you would have been going to physical school. Get up, shower, get dressed, comb your hair, put yourself together, have your breakfast, and be ready for class in your uniform, your school polo shirt, or your PE top. And so this will get you in the frame of mind that you are actually in class. Get all the resources together that you need. So you will be getting your timetable when you go to your class orientation. And so follow your timetable. That way you're able to know what class you have at what time and you can adequately prepare yourself for classes. You're expected to log on to the platform and you know the platform that you'll be using at least 5 minutes before. That way you're settled and you can be marked early. If you turn up late for classes, you'll be marked late. And if you're consistently late, it's the same principle as if you were in physical school. There will be sanctions and disciplinary actions may be taken. We want you to find a space in your house, students, find a space in your house that you identify this as your school spot. So this is my classroom at home. And wherever that space is, and you ensure that you set up that area for school. You are to ensure we've had this challenge last term, last school year, and I'm going to say this to your students, you are to sign in with your correct names. If you, and the correct name meaning the name as it appears on your birth certificate that you were registered with at Bridgeport High School. If you do not do that, you will not be allowed in the classes because we cannot identify you. We do not have tall man 64 registered at school, so we don't know who that is, right? And so if you are going to log on to your classes, ensure that it is Giovanni Green 8D. That is how we want it to sign in. That way we identify who you are, all right? Raise your hand, just as if you're in the physical space. You're going to raise your hand if you need to speak to the teacher, if you need to, and the teacher will acknowledge you. When the teacher acknowledges you, then you are able to answer or speak to the teacher, because we do not want anybody disrupting. We don't want anybody disrupting the classes. Behave in a respectful manner. You should listen while others are talking. We don't want everybody speaking at the same time, just as if you were in face-to-face classes. And students, we're going to ask that you remain at the computer or your device during class time. Too often, teachers are calling for you, teachers are asking you questions, and you are not answering because you're out doing all sorts of things or you're falling asleep. You are to remain at your computer and pay attention and listen. Get the work done during the class time. It is best to do this. This way, if you don't understand, you can say, Miss, I didn't understand. It is not physical school, it's online. And so you want to ensure that you are saying to Miss, I don't understand. Miss is not there physically that you can run after class to her. So while you're in the online classes, I'm going to encourage your students, participate, ask questions, be involved, get involved, complete all your homework assignments and submit them. This will help you to get in the groove. This will help you to get better grades, because then you'll be practicing at home, right? So do your assignments. Parents, we're also going to give you some tips, and I'm going to emphasize this, parents, that it's important that you follow these protocols. Prepare a space at home for the child to have class. Wherever that is, however, wherever that space is, please identify an area at home where is designated for school time. We're going to ask your parents that the students are not engaged in household chores or any other activity during school time. They have a timetable. If they were coming to physical school, during that time they would have been in class. And so we're going to ask you to not impede or try to pressure them to do anything other than their schoolwork during class time. It is not helping parents. So we should not be hearing a child being pulled away to wash dishes, or hearing that the child had to go to the shop to buy this or that. They should be in class. Be mindful of the online space and the background noise. Remember, from time to time, the teacher may ask your child to open their microphone to give an answer or to respond to something. We don't want, when the microphones are open, parents, we're hearing bad word, we're hearing all sorts of music, we're hearing all sorts of talking. Remember that although the child is at home, they're actually in school. This can be very embarrassing, and a lot of times the children do not want to participate in class, primarily because of this, because they know that they're not sure what's going to come over the microphone. So parents, I'm going to ask you, please just be aware of
Miss Coley, we're not hearing you.
so you're going to invest in a laptop. Finally, parents, I'm going to ask you to ensure that you're checking up on the children. We know that some of you have to be out and they're at home. Call them. The beauty of technology is that you can call, you can video call and say, let me see what's happening, let me see what you're doing. So you ensure that they're at home, they're properly dressed for school, and they're in class. When you get home, check on them. What did you do for today? Again, one of the blessings with online school, as much as it is difficult, we have to look at the positive. One of the positives is that every single assignment or the classwork that was done will be posted, so you yourself can go in and check that, boy, Miss posted this assignment, did you do it? So parents, please, I'm going to ask you to participate and get involved in your child's education. My final word of encouragement is this to you. This is difficult for all of us, but the only way we're going to get through this is through partnership. Parents, we are seeking your partnership. as we move through this school year, partnership to participate and to be active in the education process. We don't want you to wait until the end of the term or the school year, then we see crowds of parents turning up to say that the child wasn't in class for whatever reason. If there is a challenge, sound the alarm from early. So if we're able to, we will assist you as best as possible. I encourage you to participate in PTA meetings, to participate when we have activities. That way you will be informed. We have a lot of groups, class groups, grades group, school group. Please, parents, get yourself connected so that you know what's happening with your child and that you can contribute to the education process. We look forward to a wonderful school year, and we look forward to working together as a team, parents, teachers, and the students. So at the end of the day, the best outcome will be for our children. Have a wonderful evening and all the best for the new school year.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, good evening again, everyone. All protocol observed. So this evening, I will be talking to you about external examinations. My name is Mrs. Roberts Clark. Now, Malcolm X quote, education is our passport to the future for tomorrow. Sorry, education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. So for examination, much preparation has to be put into examination. Preparation has to be put into your schoolwork if you want to succeed at the end. Hence, we must aim to do well by preparing ourselves properly. Now, at Bridgeport High School, we offer 3 different bodies of examination. The CXC, which different components of CXC is CSEC and the CAPE. The CSEC for the grade 10 and 11 students, while CAPE is for the 6th form students. That is grade 12 and 13. We also offer City and Guilds. At present, we're offering maths only. The NCT VET, cosmetology, and electrical technology. So our students are expected to sit all the subjects that they are presently doing now in the external examination. So parents, it's not a if. We must work hard. It's a collaboration. You and the teachers, parents, students must work hard, must put in everything for the student to succeed. So we do ours at school, you do yours at home, and the students will do theirs for achievement. All right, now we're in the registration process. So students will be given a Google form to complete, and they must have their birth certificate at the time, at their TRN number, and they must know whether or not they're on the PAD program so that they can properly fill out the Google form. So they will get the Google form during their orientation. So you can encourage them to ensure that they have their birth certificate and their TRN close to them when they are filling out the Google form, because we need the information to register them for the examination. So the CXC now, it has 3 different components. It has the paper 1, so your child will do paper 1, paper 2, and the SBA. Now the SBA, all of them are important, but the SBA is so crucial that if you fail to do the SBA, then you are ungraded before you even go into the exam. So parents, please pay attention to the SBA for the different subjects. Only 2 subjects do not carry SBA, and that is human and social biology and Spanish. So please work with your child and ensure that all the SBAs are done. More information will be given to the students as they move forward in their classes. So they are to pay attention to their teachers in terms of the SBA and the SBA deadlines. So we have information here that the students will get in their class. I will ensure that it is sent to the WhatsApp group and all the other groups where parents you can see and have the information, so you don't have to worry about the information that is moving very quickly now. You will get the information. You'll get the steps for registration. All right, so we are looking now at the last year fees. Please note that these are the last year fees and they are subject to change. They will change, probably not by much. So last year, this was the entry fee. You pay one entry fee for your examination. So if you are doing 8 subjects, you 8 multiplied by 3,880. That is for the subjects, plus an entry fee. And if the child is doing any of these below Spanish, foods management, clothing, theater, art, music, physical education, they have to pay these fees in addition to the lab fees. So the lab fees are the fees that will provide the tools and equipment for the students to carry out the examination. These fees here are the CXC fees. Okay, recommendation. So this is the steps where we have recommendation and you get the voucher, but all of this information that I have here, you will get the information. But just want to point out the verification, whenever the registration, after registration, every parent must ensure that they verify their child or ward personal information. So after the Google form is done and the information is entered onto the CXC side, we always print back the information for you to come in, look at it, check, sign, because it is very cost effective when information is incorrect. You will get these information in your WhatsApp group and in other groups, so you don't have to worry. All right, the subsidies. The government normally assists students of grade 11, 12, and 13. Now, these are the subjects: English, Information Technology, or EDPM, a science subject, and mathematics. So in order for the students to benefit, the students must score at least 55% in the particular subject. If the child scores below 55%, the child will not get the benefit. So they already did their grade 10 work. So the average for grade 10 will be used to know if your child gets the subsidy. For the path, students who are on path, the government will pay for up to 8 subjects for the child if he or she gets 50% average in each subject area. So, so the National Commercial Bank pays for principles of business, principles of accounting, information technology. Again, your child must have a score of 70% and up for them to benefit. So parents, guardians, you see that you can get help if your child do well. And for your child to do well, you have to work with your child. Just as though we as a team at school, we work very hard with your child, our children. So we're expecting you to come on board, continue to encourage them, continue to see what they are doing and to help them. And if you can't help them, get help for them. All the information here, you will get, so you don't have to worry. Thank you very much. Mrs. Harris, over to you.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Roberts-Clark. I want to thank also Mrs. Coley, who did our presentation earlier, as well as our nurse. Parents, there are some things we're going to look at quickly. Some questions that I see posted in the chat. Persons are curious to know what happens. I'm just going to run through some things now at this time with regards to schooling in this pandemic, how the format we are going doing with regards to schooling. I'm going to be moving from one slide or document to another. Please bear with me. The format for school opening online for September through to October is online, strictly online. We may, and I'm saying we may come face-to-face in October depending on the directive of the ministry. So coming face-to-face, it's the directive of the ministry. And when we do so, I'm clearly letting you know the grades which we are going to be focusing on targeting will be the examination grades 11, 12, and 13. Please note as well, we have accelerated grades 9 and 10 students who are doing exams. We will also be having those students for priority for calling you to face-to-face. Parents, please note that coming face-to-face from the ministry's perspective, it is that we have to achieve herd immunity within the society and a 65% average take-up of vaccine with our students. We will hear more from the ministry and we will be guided by what the ministry says. We just want to encourage you parents, as you see fit, as you are aware, as you are directed by your medical doctor, as you are convinced by research that you take the vaccine and you encourage, I'm encouraging you to take the vaccine and also your child. So you do your own research. For the registration process and readiness for classes, please note for registration continues, re-registration for our returning students. We have a data capture form that all our students need to fill out, and we ask that our grade 10 and our grade 11 students, we need to get an updated passport size photograph for you. We would have posted it in the groups, but we are asking you to ensure that you come with a passport size photograph. You do the data capture form, and we are trying our very best to see how we can reach all our students and teach all our students. We are aware that some we would have captured an average 70, maximum 75% of our students last year. There were issues of connectivity, issues of devices, issues of crazy things that we hear. We ask that with all of this, we are back at school again online, but that should not deter us. Please note, we are hoping that we can see all our returning students, every student that we have registered for grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we're looking forward to pick up on our 6th form as we move along. We want to see all our students coming out to school. Where there are issues, I'm going to appeal to our parents. Please speak with your guidance counselor. They would have shared with you direct numbers. You can either WhatsApp them or call, and they will respond to you. Please do so within work hours. We are asking that parents provide laptops and tablets for students, preferably for online teaching. We are going for the modality of the Google Classroom for all classes. So all classes will be held on the Ministry of Education Google Classroom. There may be 1 and 2 classes depending on what is happening. The teacher will direct that we go for a Zoom class. That link will be shared in the classroom in the time that you should have that particular class. For the administrative and ancillary engagement, parents, our administrative staff are in-house and they come face-to-face. Please note they have been, it has been a tough time for them, for all of us, because as administrators, we are there every single day. And it's just a few of us who are there to man school on the grounds for registrations, for exams that happen in the summer, for return of rental, no for distribution of rental, for registration, re-registration. It's a few of us who are there at school, and we try our best. The dates that we give for registration or for persons to come in for purchasing of uniform, for persons to come in for pick up their rental books. We ask you to adhere to that. Those days would have passed. I'm going to ask parents. We have this Wednesday, this Thursday, and from 9 to 11:30 on Friday for parents to come in. And I say parents, unless you're buying uniform for your children, the children do not have to come in. Once you're purchasing uniforms, you have that you take the child in because you need to fit, we need to see and fit your size. All right, so once you're coming in, the parents can come in to pick up the books for the children because you have to sign for the books. And we ask that once you take in those books, once you take those books, please, we're appealing to parents. Ensure that we take care of the books. Sometimes we get back the books so tattered, we also have to send them back out for distribution to a new set of students. Please be reminded that if you have rental books for last year in your possession, a student for the new grade is missing some books. We're asking parents, please ensure that your child bring back the last year, your previous year's books, rental books, because we want to have them circulated to the new set of grade students. And once they're not in, we are short. And parents, in the first place, we do not have the total number of books for all subject areas for all students within the grades. We don't have it. We're not supplied with full complement. And from time to time, we have persons who do not return the full complement. And if it is that you get a grade A book or a grade B book, they have to be repurchased. They must be repurchased. We have to get them back because these are for loan for students on a continuum basis. So we ask that we take care of the books and return all books in the same condition. You get them. And if it is that you return the books late, there is also a cost, a late cost for returning books late. We're appealing to you. If you do have them, please ensure that those are returned. It's $200 for late books if you return those books late per book. For the educational resources and workbook, all students should have by this time received either through e-copies or hard copies your new grade book list. These are workbooks and these are educational resources. And the educational resources that you have is literally like your geometry set, your pencil, ruler, dictionary, that kind of, those things that you need just to complement the text that you get from rentals. We're asking you to have those so you can do self-work at home. You can follow through in your textbook, in your workbooks, and you can utilize the electronic platform to ensure that you supplement your education while you are at home. I want to speak to the matter of IDs for grade 8 students. Grade 8 students, those IDs are at school. We cannot give you the date now to come. That is the parents. You can come and collect those IDs, but please do not come this Wednesday, this Thursday, this Friday. The time is very, very short. We will set a date. And while we're doing this, we can accommodate so many persons on the compound at any one time and no more. So we will tell you when is it that we can accommodate grade 8 students. We still have some students yet to come in for coming to collect rentals. You can come any day between 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock each day. Friday, since we're in the moving into no movement period, Friday the office closes half day, so it's up to 11:30. So we are still having persons coming in for late registration or re-registration and collection of books. So for the IDs, the collection of IDs, we are going to tell you when is it that grade 8 parents can come in and collect those IDs. For students who would have misplaced their IDs for grades 9, 10, and 11, we will set those days when it is that is safe enough for students to come out because for replacement IDs, students have to do replacement IDs in their uniforms, and the students have to come in. So we will tell you when it is safe enough for face-to-face. So replacement IDs, grades 9 to 11, sometime to come, but we will inform you. I'm going to use this time to say to parents, if it is that their parents here were not in the grade 8 class group, grade 9, grade 10, or grade 11 class group, grade group, sorry, please direct message me, and I will ensure that you are placed in the WhatsApp group. All right. For uniforms for grade students at grade 10, you will move out of tunic to the blouse and skirt or blouse and pants. Please note, uniforms are on sale when you come in to re-register. Bring in your vouchers and your paid vouchers. And please note, for persons for your contribution for enhancement fee and PTA fees, please note that these can be, you can make these contributions at school, or we would have given you communication if you came before and collect your letters. You can pay to the school's account and email your payment to the account email that we would have supplied. All right, so for uniforms, where it is that we do not have a particular size uniform in stock, and I know we have the issue with the extra tall length, those persons who are extra tall, and those persons who are extra wide, the width, we may not have those in stock. We have gotten some uniform stock last week, just before we left on Friday, where we do not have a particular size uniform for you. Parents, your child can still attend class. Please note, we have the polo shirt for those, I think everybody or most persons would have had a polo shirt. So your polo shirt, you can wear your polo shirt to classes online. And if you have your PE shirt, we're asking you to wear them as well if you don't have access to your uniforms. All right. Please note though, when we come face-to-face for classes, when is it that you're scheduled for face-to-face classes, persons must come in their full uniforms. And we're starting out with grades 9 and 10 on accelerated, as well as the examinations, grades 11, 12, and 13. I just want to say, parents, as we continue with donations and partnerships, we have received from Food for the Poor, and we just want to say many, many thanks to Food for the Poor. And we are going to say that in a very tangible way, because they have supplied us with furniture, quite a bit of furniture, and we want to thank them, and also sanitization items. We have received from our former Member of Parliament, Colin Fagan, donation, also from our Councillor Kennard Grant. He has also donated to Rhino tanks, a big 650-gallon tank. We have received tablets from Digicel Foundation and Area Code 876, that sound system. It's our students, past students who are the owners of Area Code. They partnered with Digicel to contribute tablets for our students. We would have distributed tablets to our students or students in need of those last year, or in the latter part of last year. We have received from Edgewater Baptist Church, from our past students, our guidance team, or some staff members have assisted. And also parents, where you can, we ask that you help. If it is that you can donate a tablet or so for a child, please contact the guidance team, and they know the students who are in need and will ensure that it is delivered to them. For the matter of sixth form, we are expecting all our students, or most of our students from grade 11 last year, to come into sixth form, either at doing the straight Cape subjects at 12S, or to do the technical subjects at 12T. For the sixth form program, application forms have been circulated by e-copy, or they are at school hard copies. The return of the application form should be September 22 to 24. Results should be out based on the information that we would have heard on the news, should be out latter part of September to early October. We will carry through interviews and orientation soon thereafter. So we have sixth form, and for parents who are listening, once our students do well, there are opportunities galore for them. For the sixth form 12S, once students get 5 subjects, minimum 5 subjects with English language, which is a must, at grades 1 and 2, they go straight into doing their CAPE studies. If they have less than 5 subjects, or 5 subjects with grade 3s or so on, they will be placed at 12T, that is 12 technical. They are required to do a skill area, and now we have, for our skill area, we have customer service engagement, which is BPO, and nail technology. And we're introducing this year commercial food prep, as well as renewable energy. So we're looking at those areas of in the technical stream for our sixth form program. So if it is that the student, if you have a child at grade 11 last year moving into sixth form, those are the areas, and the applications are due for submission the 22nd to the 24th of September. That's when you return the application. Timetable readiness. Just want to let you know, parents, that timetables are ready. So when students come in for orientation, just allow me to just share another screen. When students come in for orientation, they will get their timetables. They will meet their form teachers. All right, I'm hoping that you're seeing this. I'm trying to get it as big as possible. All right, so this is the schedule for orientation for grades 7 to 11. So these are for the students only orientation. So the students will come in on this same platform. Please note, students, when you come in, you must come in with your full name and your class. So tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock, we will have grade 7 students orientation from 8 o'clock to 12 noon. On Thursday the 9th, we will have grade 8 students from 8 o'clock to 11. On Thursday the 9th, we will have grade 9 students from 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. On Friday the 10th of September, we will have grade 10, 8 o'clock to 11, and Friday the 10th of September, grade 11, 1 p.m. to 4. So these are the orientation dates for grades 7 to 11, and these are student orientation. So we are going to be taking you on the platform, and we will place you in your grade, your class orientation. So just let me unshare this, and let me share with you, students, in terms of your form teachers for grades 8 to 11. So I'm just running through quickly. Grade 8, your supervisors are Mr. Mattis and Miss Ruddock. Grade 8B, your form teachers, Miss Reed and Miss Lewis. 8R, Miss Hibbert. 8I, Mr. McDonald. 8D, Miss Hilton. 8G, Miss Johnson. 8E, Miss Roberts. 8P, Miss Stewart. And 8O, Miss Miller. So those are the grade 8 form teachers and grade supervisors. For grade 9 supervisors are Mr. Beal and Mrs. Beach. Grade 9B form teacher, Miss Pauline. 9B, Miss K. St. Jakes. 9R, Miss Clark. 9I, Miss Bailey Waysome. 9D, Miss Thomas. 9G, Mr. Bingham. 9E, Miss Bennett. 9P, and Miss Gordon. 9O. For grade 10, our grade supervisors are Miss Doig, Mr. Smalling, and Miss Ellis. The form teachers are for 10 arts. It's Miss Brown from the visual and performing arts. 10 business education A, Miss E. Bennett, we call it 10 BEA, same thing, Miss Bennett. 10 BEB, business education B, Miss Carr. 10 Business Education C, Mrs. Woolcock and Mr. Pattison. 10 Business D, Mrs. Walters Green. 10 Industrial Technology ITA, same thing as 10 ITA, Mr. Eats. 10 ITB, Miss Campbell from Science and Mr. Kidd is the new teacher. 10 ITC, Mr. Williams. 10 Human Ecology, you will see 10 HEA, it's the same thing, it's Human Ecology A, Mrs. Martin Finley. 10 HEB, Miss Riley, and 10 HEC, Miss Jones. For grade 11 supervisors, Mrs. Smith Barrett and Mr. Mills. 11 arts, form teachers, Mr. Palmer. 11 business A, form teacher, Mrs. Loban Rooms. Business B, Miss Vidal. Business C, Miss Wilson. Business D, Mrs. Dale Walker. Most persons will have their grade 10 teacher, also now their grade 11 teacher. 11 ITA, 11 Industrial Technology A, Miss Frey. ITB, Mr. Aldred. ITC, Mr. Farquharson. HEA, Mr. A. HEB, Miss Smith, and HEC, Miss Hines. I just want to tell you, we have Mr. Hay, who is a new teacher, and Miss Miller, who is also a new teacher. Both teachers are also past students of Bridgeport High School, and they're back with us now as teachers. We do have many more. Miss Jones, past students now teacher, Mrs. Beach. We have quite a few of our teachers who are who were past students, and we want to say congratulations to them. All right, so that's the form teacher listing, just going back to the calendar. All right, so in terms of timetable readiness, so you will get your timetables at orientation, and you would have heard the orientation dates. I know Mr. Nelson would have indicated to you in terms of our review for 2020-2021. When is it that you, for your timetable, what the grades 7, 8, and 9 you will pick up? We did not have this like last year. You will pick up that math and English is in a group. So on your timetable, it may not show on your timetable. What will happen? I will let you know. Classes, for example, grade 7B, 7R, 7I, 7D are grouped, and they are taught maths at the same time, but different teachers. And where it is, for example, a teacher may have a challenge, because we find that there are challenges from time to time, particularly with the connectivity moving on, where there might be a challenge, a student from a particular class, if that class, a teacher is not there for one reason or another on a particular day, they are able to join. And all our ISA departments are working with that to ensure that our students are not left behind because a teacher may not be at a particular class on a particular day. All right. Mr. Nelson had alluded to the examinations we have. We are going to have it structured, and we are asking our students to work particularly hard. Ms. Roberts Clark had spoken to the benefits of doing well. I am going to add to this, parents. We do have at school the accelerated program. This is where students who would have achieved 70% and over get to do 3 subjects, up to 3 subjects, but 2 mostly at grade 9, another 2. And if the students are doing extra well, they can do 3, but they have to channel themselves. They can do 3 subjects and 2 subjects at grade 10, and then they're still carrying their 8 subjects to grade 11. The students who do well will get to do an additional option subject, that is option 4. Once those students, that would make them doing 8 subjects. So students are asked that all of us do well. What we find out, parents, is that when students come to us with 70% average, our students tend to drop in their averages in terms of what they do on the examinations. And we're asking you, we know the students can do it. They can, because what the teachers give in terms of a test what the teacher give in terms of an exam, what the teacher give testing on, it is usually what is taught in the class. So parents, I'm asking you just to continue to encourage our students. They can do well, and we would want all our students to do well. I want to tell you that for the students, the number of students we have in the option 4, and we can hope on the option 4 for much more, for more students to come in to do an 8th subject at grade 10 through to grade 11. But the students have not convinced us in terms of their performance that they can. So we will work with those students. When we see that they can manage, then they will be admitted to the accelerated program, so they can do subjects at grade 9, grade 10, and also do an extra subject at grade 7 into grade 10 into grade 11. So I'm speaking to all the returning students to let you know that this exists. And until you work hard, grade 8 students, we will determine from your grade 8 examinations, both at semester 1, semester 2, if you make it to the accelerated program in grade 9. It's what you do. It's not a selection because I just come and randomly select you. You are selected based on your performance. All right. In addition to that, once our students would have maintained their averages, they're automatically a part of the Honors Club, and we are planning to meet at least once per month, and it will appear on your report in terms of that. If it is that your more students are achieving Diamond Award, meaning that they're excelling way above, you will also see that displayed on your reports as well. We're asking students in our Reach for Excellence program, this is where it covers in terms of all that we do, trying to read, trying to teach, trying to ensure that our students move out of the natural groove of just passing and settling for a pass, because when that happens, what the resultant factor is that our students arrived at their CXC results as grade 3s, grade 3, grade 3, grade 3, or grade 4, because they just nearly make it and just never make it. So I want our students to do well, to continuously do well, so we can improve our passes at CXC, at internal examinations, to having quality passes. All right. So there we have it. Parents, I want to tell you, our school population is average 1,600 students, 1,600 students. We have made strides last academic year. Prior to that, we had, and I'm referring to the principal's honor roll. The principal's honor roll is where our students get an average 85% average or overall average. One student, it was the year before, and unfortunately that student has migrated. Last year we had 5 students who got the principal's honor roll. Students, I know you can do it. I know you can. And I wanted to challenge yourself to ensure that we step up our game. And when that happens, we have a lot in store for you. Personally, I take it personally, the principal's honor roll and the name by name and nature. I want to ensure whatever way we can do to award and reward our students and to encourage them. I know there's a partnership with our PTA members, PTA executive, to ensure that those students who are doing well continue to do well, and those persons who are averaging, ensure that they step up on their plate and start to do even better. Just want to dealt with examination. Just want to delve a little bit for voluntary service for grade 11. We have cut down from 60 hours to 30 hours now. You're expected to do 30 hours as a criteria for graduation. We will be speaking to grade 11 a little bit more at a different meeting for examination purpose and graduation. So we will speak definitively to some matters for grade 11. So just opening and so let everybody know. So when you reach grade 10, you would have gotten your voluntary service from towards the end of grade 10 into grade 11. You can do those hours in the summer. And we normally ask that you do voluntary service at government institutions. However, during the pandemic, we have changed somewhat. You can do your voluntary service at primary places possibly at your parents' workplace, wherever will offer you that time to give voluntarily, because we're finding that our students, our general populace are not of that volunteer spirit, and we really want our students to start giving of themselves to help others. All right. And also that's why we are promoting too involvement in clubs and societies, so we can have rounded students, as our motto says, total education for total personalities. Parents, as we move quickly for introductory and intervention plans, we're moving into school starting Monday. That is teaching and learning starting Monday. Our target and focus for this year is to reach all and to teach all students. We know that COVID-19 will give us a blow, particularly because there are some students who have challenges, but however way we can do to capture, we will try and capture. When you come in, we have a data capture form that we ask for you at registration. We want to ensure that we can get most current information for our parents. And I want to tell you too, in addition to that, we have launched our Bridgeport High School app. We do have the app. I don't know if Miss Beckford could bring it up on screen so you could see the face of it. We do have our Bridgeport High School app. If you go to the Google Play Store, you can find it, or I would have forward in the WhatsApp group the link to get to the app, so you don't necessarily have to save the app on your phone if you have space issues. We have the parents grade WhatsApp groups. We also have class groups. Some teachers may have class groups. We have the Google Classroom, to which we try to reach our parents as best as possible. If there are parents who you're not in a class group, you're not in a WhatsApp group, the grade WhatsApp group, I'm going to ask you to inbox me your contact name and contact, and also your child's grade and name. So the intervention plans that we have, and I should tell you, because of the percentage of students we would have reached last year, 70 to 75%, we want to reach more. More persons have been coming, and there are some persons who have missed out a couple months or so in the pandemic. Things happen, and they have been to us in the physical at school, and we have guided them or redirected them back to school. Parents, this is it. We are going to move into intervention, and when we refer to intervention, we are going to administer diagnostic examination tests for all subject areas that all students should be doing, even at grade 7, where students are coming in, because for particular subjects, students should have some previous knowledge in basic areas and concepts coming in. And we are going to be doing the diagnostic test, be guided by the results, and we are going to move into teaching, ensuring that we bring up our students to grade level, and we will continue with our students. Please note these days that are linked specifically to our core subjects. So 10 and 11, grades 10 and 11, you will have English and math on the 14th. English and integrated science for grades 7 to 9 on the 15th of September. Math and social studies for grades 7 to 9 on the 16th of September. Please work hard. Please ensure, start picking up your books again. It's school time again, and it's a brand new year. Just a couple other things before we move into question and answers, if persons would not have heard totally all that they need to hear. For the dedicatory service that we have every year annually at the Portmore United Church, we're not sure of the format. If it is that we may have a few persons in church and other persons viewing online, but we are inviting you to service. It's the Bridgeport High School dedicatory service on the 3rd of October. We have the accelerated program. We would have spoken to that, and the subjects offered at grade 9 is EDPM, Social Studies, and HSB, and at grade 10, HSB, Social Studies, EDPM, and POB. Evening school for parents, if it is that you're willing, if it is that you need to get that extra push, we are having evening school face-to-face for some part, and we are also going online for parts. It's a blended approach because of the restrictions in coming out to certain time in the afternoon. Classes will begin on the 20th. However, registration forms are now currently available at school. For the help desk will open on the 13th of September, and our teachers will assist where possible. Our lab techs will be monitoring the platform as well as our administrative staff. The link will open from 9 o'clock to 2, and the password is here. We will also send out the reminders. And please note, where it is that you may want to ask a question, you're not getting through on the line number that we have, because from time to time that gives some issues. Please come on the Zoom help desk, and that's the contact, the Zoom ID contact and the passcode. All right, colleagues, I don't know, I think we would have answered most of the questions that persons would want to ask, but at this time, before we terminate our exam, or meeting, sorry, we will take questions and answer. And Mr. Nelson, I'm going to ask you if you could monitor and vote for me.
No problem. All right, Miss Beckford, go ahead. Sandra Beckford, go ahead, please.
Yeah, again. Good evening. I just want to know the price. How much for the khaki shirt now? Like size 18.
Mrs. Harris, you have that listing?
Yes, I'm going to share. Let me just.
Okay. Mrs. Harris will share shortly. Okay.
Take the next. Sorry.
In the meantime, Samantha, go ahead for me. Samantha Bernard, go ahead for me, please. All right, until Samantha unmutes and is able to speak, Tony and Warren, go ahead. Tori and Warren.
Good afternoon. For the 13th of September.
I'm not hearing you any at all, Tony, and could you speak up, please? Hello?
Yes, sir. Are you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you loud and clear now.
Okay, sir. For the 13th of September, which I saw 10th grade is supposed to start,
Right.
I'll be vaccinated for my second dose. I won't be in class. So how would that be?
All right. So what you will need to do is you will need to send a message to your class teacher. You'll find out your form teacher at orientation. Just advise the teacher that you will be having the vaccine, so you won't be able to make it to class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
No problem. All right. Nads, go ahead, please. When you have finished asking the question, please lower your hand. Nads, go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, parents and all, Principal, Madam Harris. Want to thank you and commend you guys for last year. This is my concern though.
Yes, go ahead.
For the vaccination of the students, especially for who should be returning to face-to-face, could there be an initiative from the school's perspective? Because I am not
Nads, we're not going to get involved in that any at all. Any at all. We're not touching it with a long pole. That is a ministry thing. So
sorry, let me just answer that question. Let me just answer that question. Miss colleagues and parents, it was just today that the ministry had sent an invite to ask for schools. We had gotten the approval from the board, also from our nurse, in terms of would we like for school to be a vaccination site. We have said yes. We are not too sure in terms of the logistics and what time and so on, but they wanted confirmation. So we have confirmed for school to be used as a vaccination site. If and when that happens, we will communicate that information to you. All right.
That was today, Mrs. Harris.
Just today, just today.
Okay, all right.
I also want to use this opportunity to also say to you on the 18th of September, the JCF, the police are having interviews, and I would have posted it will be happening also at Bridgeport High School. I would have posted that information in the parent group. You can look for it, or I'll try and repost it. So if it is that you have persons, new graduates, persons who have just left high school, the police, they're coming to have interviews and exams. So on the 18th of September, I will forward that in the group already. That's another opportunity for a person to serve their country. All right.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris.
Let me share the information regarding the uniforms at this time. So this is the information, and so the boys khaki shirt size 12 to 14, $1,600. Size 16 to 18, $1,800. Extra large, double X, 2,000. And these are the shirts with print. For the tunic, for tunic for the girls, and this is tunic and blouse. So size 6 to 8, 3,000. Somebody's mic is on. For tunic and blouse, size 6 to 8, 3,002. 10 to 12, size 3,004. Size 14 to 16, 3,600. Size 18 to extra large. Oh, this is not correct. It's not 2,000. I think it's 4,000. Or 3,008. So it could be 3,800. Sorry. This is to be confirmed. I'm just going to highlight size 18. Single blouse. If you are purchasing just a blouse alone for grades 7 to 9, it's $1,200. For grades 10 and 11 uniform. Somebody has their mic on. For grades 10 and 11 students, the shirt and blouse, $3,200. Skirt and blouse, $3,200. For ties, $1,800. Belts is $2,000. And single blouse, if you're buying just the blouse alone, it is $1,600. For grade 10 and 11 boys, for the white shirt, size 14 to 16, $1,600. Medium large, 18. Extra large and double X, 2,000. Size 18, and the polo shirt is for $2,000. So that's the cost for uniforms. And I know this is more of interest for the grade 10 students who are coming in, changing their uniform. Please note as well, parents, that the grade 9 tunic that you have for persons who want to save on cost, you can convert the tunic to skirt and then purchase a blouse. All right. You can continue.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris. So that should clear up the uniform queries as much as possible. Shaquan Grant. Shaquan Grant. Please unmute and go ahead, please.
Sure. If the orientation
Shaquan, no classes will be held face-to-face anytime soon. And when we are going to have face-to-face, we will inform you. All classes, all orientation are online. So everything is online for now, all right? And when that time comes, we will inform you, all right? Hannah Williams. Hannah Williams, please unmute and go ahead for me, please.
Okay. Good night. Friday coming, would it be okay to collect the voucher and the book rental that day?
It is fine, but please remember that on Friday we close at 11:30. So it's a half day, so you have to get to Bridgeport High before, I would say before 11 o'clock, please, because it's a half day. All right, thank you. Tracy Clark, go ahead for me, please.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Nelson.
How are you?
Good evening, sorry. I'm fine. So I was asking about the returning student for grade 9 about the form that they need to fill out and stuff like that.
Yes.
The registration form.
Registration
All right.
form, right.
I'm currently not in Jamaica. Reason being, so I'm asking more question. I'm kind of in this more than all my husband is in this.
All right.
You know, some other things. So
yeah.
but my son went ahead and he went there. I had told him to ask, because I even sent him to you, because I was asking him
Okay.
if the form, if he can fill out the form, and if not, if the form can be sent to me through DocuSign. There's an app named DocuSign. I can sign the document and send it back through the email. I don't
He
know.
has no guardian in Jamaica that he's with that can come and do that, because that would be the preferred mode.
Okay,
Miss
my
Clark,
husband.
you sure you don't want to talk to me off the here about this?
Yes, sure, I will. I send you a text and I send Miss Harris too.
We disabled the chat, so probably
Okay.
that is why.
So yeah, my
all right.
contact. I send you a direct text. I don't know if you see it with my contact.
All right, I will check and find out then. All right.
Yeah.
What grade your child is in, please?
Grade 9, Zedaniel Miller.
Zedaniel Miller. Okay.
Miller.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Teresa Dixon, go ahead for me, please. Teresa, unmute and go ahead for me.
Yes, good night, everyone.
Good night.
My question is for the orientation. We don't have a Zoom link for that for Thursday for the grade 8 students. Also, with the chat being disabled, I'm not able to send Ms. Harris or information in order to join the grade 8 WhatsApp group. Also,
go ahead. The link that you are on now is the link that we are going to use for orientation.
Oh, great.
So it's the same one.
Okay.
Right.
Mr. Nelson, I just want to come in. Parents, we have this. I just went when Mr. Nelson said we disabled the chat to see what was happening. I'm going to ask our students, and if we have this child named Javon Williams, if you're really a student here, you would not have placed what you did in the chat. And this is really disheartening. And we expect our students, this is a public forum where we're having our parents and we're having our students. We don't expect our students to be putting that kind of information in the chat. That's the reason we had to disable the chat. Really unbecoming of our student, that particular student, Javon Williams, with that name. We will find you and we will have to address it. I'm going to ask our Dean of Discipline to ensure that we find that student and walk through with the parents in terms of how to behave in a public space. All right. So parents is the same platform. The student will come in for orientation. I'm so very sorry that we had to disable the chat. Is for that reason.
Okay, we understand. Also, my other question is with because I haven't gotten any information in regards to what grade my son will be in, what 8th grade. I'm wondering if it's the same.
What grade 7 was he in?
It was in 7D, so it should be the same.
Right, so it transfers automatically.
Okay, all right, no problem. And I can come for his rental tomorrow?
No problem, no problem.
Right.
From our opening hours from 9 to 3.
9 to 3. All right,
9
thank
to
you.
3. And when you come tomorrow, you can ask to speak to me.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Miss White, go ahead for me, please.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, so this is Shajani's mom. So
Okay.
I had heard about the registration form. I sent her last week to sign it up because I was unavailable, she and her brother. But she did not have her TRN with her, nor her birth paper. I'm asking the question, can she come back sometime this week with those information to add to the form, or she have to re-sign up a form?
What class is the child in?
She's in grade 8T.
Okay. All right. Well,
Mr.
go ahead,
to answer that question. If it is that you would have missed some element of information on the form, we don't want our children to come out too often.
I agree.
We're moving into orientation, so we know we're going to, we will be capturing additional information. So I will ask the form teachers to capture that information from our students. Or down the line, we will ensure that we get it. On
Right.
another note, I just want to tell you for the students who were in, we had BRED, POR, and T last year. Our classes are now BRED. So if you were in class BRED in grade 7, you will move to BRED in grade 8. However, if you were in POR2 and T, you will now be in respectively GEPO. That's for grades 7 to 8 and 8 to 9. So those in P would go to G, those in O would go to E, those in R would go to P, and those in T would go to O. But once you come online, you will get that information. All right. If your registration card did not speak specifically to the class, or if you told the admin staff that you were in 8R, they may just put 9R. So when you come on, we will let you know exactly which grade that you are in at the time. But just generally, this is it. If you were in PORT, you are now in GEPO. All our classes are now Bridge for BRED GEPO. Right, 8 classes.
Okay. All right, thank you. One more question. I hope when she comes this week, we can get the bank voucher. I didn't receive any last week. She were told that you guys have none in stock. We'll be able to get it this week so we can pay the school fee, or should I say the contribution fee?
Oh, we do have and we have options for paying because we know the situation as is.
With the bank, perfect.
With the lines and so on. So we have the bank vouchers. The bank vouchers are there, one. We have also, we should give you can get a sheet of paper. I don't have that information with me. No. That gives you the bank account that you can pay directly into the bank account, or you can pay cash if you come at school.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris. Crossdale, go ahead, please. Lisa. When your question is answered, you can lower your hand. So if you're in the line and whatever you're going to ask is answered, then you can lower your hands, please.
All right, good night or good afternoon.
Good night.
All right, I have a few questions. In paying the school fee, when I come in, whether it be tomorrow or Friday, will I have to bring cash or can I walk with my cards? Number one.
The card machine not working right now at school, so it would be best you bring cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the court or the subjects that the grade 9 students will be doing, and I've asked for this for my son who's in grade 7 as well as grade 8. Can I have a course outline, or can the students be afforded a course outline as well as a syllabus so they too can follow from home? Because what I've seen as a parent, and I follow my child almost every day online, some teachers are haphazard and they come on and they teach as they like. Some teachers don't even teach at all. They just post some work and they jump off. So I'd prefer a course outline or a syllabus for my child so I can somewhat follow him and guide him along.
All right, can I respond to that? I would have posted in the group, all the groups, the NSC curriculum for all the subjects. I don't know if any parent in the group know, if you would have seen it. The National Standards curriculum for all the subjects you can look through and you can see that you can use that as a guide. We also have the departments in terms of English language. I know English language is ready. We would have sent that out to you. We are going to be sharing them. We want to have them on the Bridgeport High School app so we can send you to that place to get them. Because what I find out, even although we have the administrative privilege only to the WhatsApp group, after long enough time, the messages are crowded out. Yes, right. So we are going to put it on the app in terms of the curriculum. Give us some time. We have limited time at school, and there's much to do. But I would have posted in terms of the National Standards curriculum for grade 7 to 9 in the group, so you can look for that. And we are going to put the Bridgeport High curriculum as we go semester by semester, and send it within the app. So when that happens, you can check to see what comes up. We're also going to put, give us this week into next week. Give us next week, because we're going to, there's a lot happening this week. We're also going to be putting like the timetables individually on the app, so you can go and you can see the timetables for your students as well and know exactly what your students should be engaged in at the time. All right. So we will have those things mounted on the Bridgeport High School app and sent to you again. Say, yes, these are they, and this is where you have that information.
Okay, information noted. Thank you.
Yes, you are. All right, you're welcome, Ms. Crossdale. Chosen, go ahead for me.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Okay, since the chat has been disabled, I really want to be added to the parent WhatsApp group because there's a lot of information I have to be scrubbing for. And when I call the school, I cannot get anybody. So I want to be added to this particular WhatsApp group.
What class?
I'm going to see, sorry, Mr. Ness, I'm going to see if I'm going to ask Ms. Beckford to open it again. I'm going to ask the young man who put those
because the same thing happening over and over, the same foolishness happening over by YouTube now, and I guess you guys soon dismantle that chat as well.
So I'm going to have it open, but just give me a minute. Continue with the comments, questions, sir.
Excuse me.
Okay, and the next thing, as it relates to the size uniform, I came there last week with my daughter to fit, but I know the skirt fit her, but the blouse was a bit tight up by the bust area. That's the correct name. By the top area there was a bit tight, and Mrs. Coley told me that she should be getting some new uniforms last week because she'll be going in grade 10.
Yes, we got some stock last week, but Dad, I just want to let you know that so that would be a wider width. But I'm saying to you, if you come and this is general, if you come and your size is not there, please note the size for the child is not there. Please note for online schooling, we will accept the child wearing the polo shirt, the school's polo shirt, or the PE top until you get the size for the child. So that shouldn't prevent the child from coming. And even if it is even if you're coming, what grade are you? Grade?
She's going in 10. I know, and I know she has accounts and POB and OA and social studies, I think, somewhere there.
Grade 10?
Yeah.
Grade 11? Okay, grade 10. Well, we're not coming face to face with grade 10, no. So more grade 11. But the child can come with for the online school in the polo shirt if it is that we're not having your fit now. All right.
Not a problem, because I did get her a polo shirt last week along with our ties and belts.
Okay, all right, thanks. Ms. Beckford was here. Could you allow Ms. Beckford to make a comment, Mr. Nelson?
Go ahead, Ms. Go ahead, Ms. Beckford. Ms. Beckford? Hearing you clearly.
The chat is enabled, and Mrs. Coley will be putting in the chat the school's WhatsApp number also.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Satania? Satania, please unmute and go ahead for me, please. All right, until Satania is able to unmute and go ahead. Gabrielle, go ahead for me, please. Gabrielle Galaxy tab. All right, Nicola Grant, go ahead for me. Nicola? Please unmute and go ahead for me.
Hi.
All right.
Hi, good night.
Unmuted at the same time. I'm going to ask Satania to go ahead first and then Nicola. Go ahead for me, please.
Hi, good night. We weren't getting the opportunity to unmute. I was trying for the very longest time.
All right.
So my question is, I realized that you guys, for the subject areas, you said that you had like business subject A, B, and C. Is there a difference, or is just different classes?
Mrs. Harris?
Mr. Nelson?
Go ahead, Ms. Beckford.
In terms of the good evening, everyone. In terms of the business subjects, depending on the subjects that they're doing, they would be placed in a class. So we have BEA, BEB, BEC. One group would be straight business, another would be IT, and another would be sectoral studies. So it depends on the subject that they're doing. They would be in BEA, BEB, BEC.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So when they go to orientation, they'll get a better idea of their groupings.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, go ahead, Nicola.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Is that my son is in 10 ITC. I hope I get the class properly. And last year in grade 10, he's going in grade 11 now. It's very difficult getting to the teacher. And when he sends work to the teacher to be marked, most of the time it don't mark. Most of the time.
What class is this? 10?
10 I
T IT
10 ITC.
ITC?
I get the name properly. But I can be honest with you though, with the online classes to send the work back to him, it was not general.
All right. We did some changes, so we should have a better feedback regarding work and the feedback that you get from the work. So I'm guaranteeing you that you'll have a better experience this year. Nicola, your background is extremely noisy. Hello. All right, Ms. Grant, I'm saying to you that we'll offer you a better experience this year, I guarantee it. So if you have any problem, just contact us and we will try to assist you in whatever way we can, please. All right. Gabriel's Galaxy, go ahead for me.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yes, I would like to find out about the evening classes. What are the subjects that you are providing and what is the cost per subject, please, sir?
All right, the best answer I can give you for that is to come to the school and fill out the information and get the brochure. There's a brochure with all of the subject areas that are offered and the prices and so on per subject and so on.
Okay.
So just come and just tell the persons at the front that you're here for evening school, and you can get the brochure and the price listing and everything.
Okay. Thank you. Another question. One more question. My son was in 10th grade, went on to 11th grade, and he didn't get to do any form of community service because he went away. So I was wondering, is it too late for him to do it?
You would probably do additional hours, but I don't think it's too late. When he goes to his orientation, please have him say to his form teacher, please, that he didn't get to do the voluntary service and what is the procedure going forward with that.
Okay. All
right.
right.
Mr. Nelson, I just want to make a comment on the voluntary service. Parents for students in grade 11. Remember, voluntary service is one criteria for graduation. We have cut down the hours to 30 hours. Please note that if the students are part of a club this year,
somebody's mic is on.
If students are part of a club this year, last year as well, they get 5 credit hours. So they get 5 credit hours if they're part of a club, an active part of a club. If they're part of 2 clubs, 10 credit hours. So that would leave you with 20. We have allowed Somebody's mic is on. We have allowed for if somebody's mic is on. We have allowed for students who, if it is that the parents are working in a private sector, we have allowed for private sector voluntary work to be done as well as if students are part of a sport. If you are part of a sporting group at Bridgeport High School, you do not have to do additional voluntary service. So no, it is not too late, and Mom, you could let him do the voluntary service over where he was in the summer. All right, so for the voluntary service, yes, please let them do the hours, and if you're part of clubs, it's 5 credit hours for the club participation for each club.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Nelson?
You're welcome.
Mr. Nelson?
Go ahead with your question, Ms. Wade.
Hi, my daughter was registered. I came there and they said I would get the information on what grade 8 class she would be in, but they haven't told me which grade 8 class she's in.
Are you a new student to Bridgeport?
Yes,
or are
miss.
you coming from grade 7?
No, new.
Also,
Oh, you're new. You got a card?
Yes.
The card.
Yes, I have the card, but they only wrote grade 8 on it.
They
only put grade 8 on it.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, those the new grades, the few grade 8 that are new, they were not placed as yet, and no movement of it in that. So my secretary should be placing you, but come to the orientation on Thursday.
Tomorrow.
No, Thursday for grade 8.
Right.
So you should know, we will know by then and place you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Search. All right, Tyrell Headley.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead for me.
Yeah, man. Good evening.
Good evening.
My son, he, partway through last year, he lost his device. I was away for a while, so I didn't get to monitor him and all of that. But I'm not sure of the email address and all of that. So could you advise me on that?
What class is Tyrell in now? Is he going in?
Going into 10th grade. I think it's 10.
Grade 10.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you'd want to know what class was he? What class he's in?
By the school, right. And I saw his name. On the ITB.
Right. So you would know what class he's in.
So he would be going in 10 ITB, right?
Very good. So you know that already. So what I'm going to want you to do then is to log on to the orientation.
Yes.
Log on to the orientation on his day for orientation, and then the form teacher will be able to provide some additional information.
So I will be, how would I log on to the orientation?
You see the same platform that you log into now is the same login number and everything.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Headley, just to remind you, for the orientation, this meeting is really to let the parents know what is happening. For the orientations that we have, it is for the students getting them ready for class. So if the students start to log in for orientations, we're going to be walking through with them. So it's not for the parents. The ones orientations for tomorrow through to Fridays for the students.
So you'll be giving orientation is Friday. We'll be giving that information on Friday.
Yes, the students will be given all the information.
All right. And I was wondering about the industrial technology. What subject area is that?
So that's the industrial
technology B.
Excuse me?
Industrial technology B.
ITB is electrical.
Electrical. Go ahead, Ms. Harris.
ITB is electrical, and they will also do technical drawing. And then the other subjects would be math and English, and the option subjects that they have selected or they would have been listed.
Okay. So the option subjects are the subject that is placed on the paper by the school. So I say like POB and geography.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. So it's electrical.
Yeah, electrical and technical drawing, yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Senior, go ahead for me.
Yeah.
Until the parent comes up, it is getting a bit late. 7:50. We cannot take anybody else after Byfield, please. So we need to close off.
After Byfield. Okay, Mr. Thank you.
Sir, excuse me, I don't need to interrupt, but I don't know if I raised my hand late because I have a very important question. My child doesn't understand mathematics that well unless somebody is teaching her face to face. So do you have an extra mathematics class, like probably after school, where she can join?
Bridgeport Evening Institute, so the child can come to the Bridgeport Evening Institute. The class, that class is usually face to face. But Mr. Mills and other teachers teach that class.
Okay, she's just going into grade 9.
It no matter. We teach all levels, and we think that all students can learn at all levels. It's just a matter of you breaking it down to them. And Mr. Mills and the other teachers are pretty good.
Okay.
So if you can come to the evening school for direct face-to-face help for mathematics and any other subject that she wants, and you can make her start early CXCs.
No, okay, sir.
You're welcome.
So how do I get her to sign up? I just come out
All
there.
right, just come to the school. Tell whoever is at the front that you are here for the evening school and that you're desirous of signing up your child for a particular class.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Ms. Francis, go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
My son is going into grade 9 and he did his exam and he got his score, and some of them he got 0 on the school report. Can you adjust that, sir?
All right, Miss Desreen.
Yes.
What is the name of the child?
Brian Francis.
Brian Francis.
Yes, sir.
Class?
9, 8P. He's going into 9 now.
All right, I will check it out and I will let you know.
Yes, sir. He got some scores, and when he got his report, they were lower than what he had.
All right, okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you, Miss Desiree. I'll check on it and let you know.
All right, sir. Thanks.
All right, Monique Dias.
So Nelson, just allow me to respond
as possible, please. Remember that time is running out. Yes, Mr. Sars, go ahead.
Just allow me just to respond to, I'm not too sure in terms of the lower grades, but parents, I just want to tell you in terms of understanding the logistics of the grading system on the report, the total score is not the exam score. The total score is a combination of the exam, which is 60%. So if you even get 100% on your exam paper, the score that goes towards the total mark is 60, it represents 60%. So the exam mark is 60% of total score. The tri-weekly, the examinations that you would have had, tri-weekly tests, that represent together average 30% of your grade, and the homework together averages 10% of the grade. So we just need to understand the scoring of the report. All right?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Monique Dias here, sir, waiting on you.
Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening, everyone. Have a quick question because time is going. Let me ask quickly. The students who are chosen for the CXC exam in grade 9, are you hearing me, Mr. Malcolm?
I'm hearing you clearly.
All right, so students who are chosen to do the exams in grade 9. All right, let me ask the dates for the classes and time. Is it in the letter?
All right.
And
you'd have seen a letter so far?
Yes,
please
definitely.
Bear in mind, please bear in mind the line that says that those dates and time are subject to change.
Right, that's why I'm querying now.
Right.
Are they
so when next week we'll begin classes. So when they are engaged, I think over the next few days into the weekend, their subject teachers will engage.
Some question, you know.
When the subject
She
teachers
just not
engage,
go, she not.
we'll
I
have
am
an
not
idea.
hearing you,
Not
Mr.
going
Matt.
away.
I'm wondering who is the person who is talking.
I'm talking.
Okay. All right. So the subject teachers will be getting in contact with them shortly, and they will tell them of the date and time and all of that. So that's usually not a problem. That's usually not a problem. All right. So they will know by the weekend what day and time. Mr. Dias, we clear? All right, Lisa Robinson, go ahead for me. Lisa Robinson.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Right, go ahead for me.
Just asking a quick question.
Yeah.
Is it okay if the child don't have any TRN number? Would it pose a problem for her to register?
Not at all. Not at all. But we encourage that you try to get it, especially before CXC, because some subject areas would require it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, then go ahead.
Good
Sorry.
evening. Hello.
Graham, go ahead for me.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I am Zachary Graham's mom.
Yes.
And I'm having a little issue, not with the school, but with my surroundings.
All right.
I have not been able to submit his books that he used in the third form, because what is happening is my neighbor, she and her family has the coronavirus, and we don't feel comfortable coming out and even coming to the school at this time.
Thank you very much for that level of consciousness. So whenever time it is safe to do so, we would advise that you venture out then and take the books to us.
All right, because I have not done anything for him. I have not paid his school fee and I have not paid anything, but the family is working with me. So as soon as they get the result that they're negative, I will come in. So it will take a little time. So I just need the school to be aware of.
Thank you so very much for that level of considerateness. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Swaby, go ahead for me. Ashley Swaby.
Good night, sir. I already asked my question.
All right, just put on your hands then for me, please. If you have asked your questions, please lower your hands. Please lower your hands if you have asked your questions already, please. All right.
Mr. Nelson.
Elisa Hall. All right, Shanique Byfield, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
I've had to just close it, so I will have to individually unmute persons to avoid the confusion. So once you call the name, I will unmute them and then they can speak. So
Byfield.
Go ahead and call me.
Yeah, Byfield, go ahead. Byfield.
Miss Byfield, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My question is, last year, my daughter didn't get a lot of math class because the teacher did not turn up. Is there anything that
All right, new school year, Miss Byfield, new school year. We're gonna try as much as possible. We are aware of these problems. Remember, I spoke to you that we're aware of the problems that occurred last school year of fixing these problems. So we are trying as much as possible to fix these problems. So we're gonna have some remedial classes. So the first set of classes that the students will have is to just brush up and get them up to speed to where they should be. All right.
Okay.
Mr. Nelson,
go ahead.
Just want to note, Zachary A. Graham's mom, could you just inbox me your contact number, please? Inbox me your contact number. Direct message me. Zachary A. Graham, I think you would have spoken earlier.
Yes, miss. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Harris. Hall, go ahead for me, please. Alicia Hall.
Okay, hi, sir.
Right, good night.
Good night. I'm Alicia Hall, ma'am. I'm asking you, like how I don't get to go for the TRN numbers yet, but I look about it. I must go and pick it up.
Yes, As soon as possible. As soon as it's safe to do so, as soon as possible.
So I can still send in the form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all.
All right, no problem. You can lower your hand.
Okay.
All right. Marcia is the last person we are going to take, because the others would have been after the last person would have indicated. Marcia, go ahead for me, please.
Hello, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, 3 quick questions. For the persons, students that are preparing to do the CXC exams, when is the date or the timeline for the submission? For
Which grade is the child in?
He's going in grade 11.
Grade 11. So
yes.
Usually it's between late October, early November for the payment of fees.
But you will send that information
Yeah, man,
to
we'll
us,
send
right?
all the information and tell you when you need to, the deadlines and so on.
All right, second question.
The
The volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the volunteer service, is it the school who places the child to do the service, or what is the process?
No. You can, as Mrs. Harris would have said, you can use a private sector company. Just ensure that the form is properly completed, that the hours are logged.
Okay. And the last question now, for the diagnostic testing, I recognize that you're mainly doing it for mathematics and English. Is there anything in place to do it for the other subjects to see where they are?
Every subject will have a diagnostic test done. Every subject will have a diagnostic test done at the first class.
At the very first class?
At the very first class. It's just that we are highlighting math and English because, as you would have known, those are the core subjects that we want to ensure that our students do very, very well in as a foundations to do well in other subjects.
Okay, and I didn't get the information. I think you had shared it about the syllabus. If you need to be following a syllabus to assist the child, where do we find that?
We would have sent out a syllabus already, access to the syllabus already through the groups. We will try to resend it in short order. That is the NSC syllabus in short order. And in what grade is that the child is in now?
He's going in grade 11.
No, you need CXC then. What I would advise you to do is that you could go onto the CXC website, and they have different syllabi there and different information that you can access from there.
Okay.
So go to the CXC website. The subject teachers as well usually send out materials that are very helpful. So just let him look out for those materials, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, Mrs. Harris.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you, parents. I know it is going on to 7:30. We have been answering questions. If it is that you still have questions, please inbox one of the admin in the group, and please know that we are opening our help desk. And I'm going to share again, we're going to be opening our help desk to assist our parents for matters that you would want to discuss online. Sorry, this is not for the help desk. This is the... So do have yourself a wonderful night, wonderful rest of the week. Tomorrow we go back out face to face, and we will begin orientation for students tomorrow through to Friday, and classes on Monday. Have yourself a blessed day. Keep yourself safe, and if you can, keep our children very safe and keep them at home best as possible. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe